a slopestyle course of epic size and scale, a modified half-pipe for the modern era. The greatest collection of riders ever assembled have come to compete and celebrate the life of a pioneer and icon. Welcome to the world's greatest snowboard event. This is the 2020 Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships, and you're watching the Red Bull Signature Series.
You got a little, you can use much more.
Welcome, everybody. I am your host, Sal Masekela, and allow me to welcome you to a winter wonderland, the joy of the mountains. We are in Vail, Colorado, home of the Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships since 2013. This event is now celebrating its 38th year. There are many snowboarding events throughout the season on various continents and both hemispheres, but not one of them compares to the Burton U.S. Open, especially in the eyes and hearts of true snowboarders around the world. That is mostly due to the man behind the name, the one and only Jake Burton. This man's passion for the sport launched it from makeshift prototypes in a barn over 40 years ago to the juggernaut industry that it is today, and with it, a culture and a lifestyle that will last for generations to come. We're going to reflect on Jake's life and his impact on the sport throughout the entire broadcast. And of course, the passing of such a legend brings out the most iconic stars and names to this year's event. An international field of both competitors and freeriders like Mark McMorris, Red Gerard, Scotty James, Matty Mastro, Danny Davis, to name but a few. But first up, the women of slopestyle included are riders like seven-time U.S. Open champion Jamie Anderson. Out with an injury last year, Anna Gasser is back. She won this event in 2017 with perhaps one of the greatest slopestyle runs ever. And our 2019 champion, the young Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, has also returned to defend her title. All of them looking to return to the podium amongst a group of the most progressive women in the history of the sport. Don't believe me? Well, let's watch.
And note, the U.S. Open has always been a sport of inclusion. Starting in those early days, women were given the same opportunity and equal prize money, something very important to Jake Burton and his wife, Donna Carpenter. Now, that opportunity has continued to inspire generations to progress their tricks, push the sport, and this course here in 2020 allows for just that. And the format is best of 3 runs, each run scored out of 100, and each of the 6 features are scored out of 10. So you get up to 40 points is overall impression, and then the 60 points are the features. So feature 1 includes a series of rails fashioned after what you would see walking down the street, just like this down rail at 26 feet. Now the second feature is a little bit different. You've got some kink tubes, a wall ride, and it's up to the rider as to what they want to approach. They are not required to hit any specific one. Moving on to feature 3, it's a transition feature. Now this is completely new. The takeoff resembles more of a wall in a half pipe than the takeoff of a jump. And then it connects into another transition feature. So this is really gonna test the rider's timing as they hit those. And then I call this feature the wow feature, because every time I see someone hit it, I just say wow. And they're gonna come into this bottom jump with a ton of speed, 70 feet from the takeoff to the landing, and the last opportunity for the riders to impress the judges.
First up is Miyabi Onitsuka, 21 years old, from Japan. She was our 3rd place finisher at the 2019 Burton U.S. Open.
You know, you talk to any of the ladies and they'll say Miyabi's been riding so strong this year. There's a 50-50 board slide, 270 out. Coming in regular, there's that backside alley-oop 720.
So that's new. She added that from semifinals earlier, and then she combines that with a frontside 720. A little bit of a hand drag, but still stepping it up already.
Ooh. This whole run has been stepped up from what we saw in semifinals. Coming into the last jump switch. There's the cab 900. Way to start off of finals.
That run was burly. The backside 180, switch 50-50 to backside 3, switch backside 3, and then come in and do that on the last? Come on!
That is how you start a contest, and she has just sent a message to the rest of the competitors.
And Miyabi Onitsuka will start this final off with a 76.65. Next up is a legend, somehow only 29 years old. Jamie Anderson, she's been on a tear this year, won this event in 2018, and didn't qualify at first, but has been the dominant name all season.
Well, she's had a really good season coming into this. She won X Games. She won the Dew Tour. And what's really set her apart this year, I've noticed, is that style, that effortless, smooth riding that she has just continued to maintain and improve.
There's that backside 540 on the first transitional feature. Coming in switch right here. Switch backside 5, getting a little off access. I like the access on that one.
Slow and drifty.
Ooh, board slide 450 out on the cannon box. Coming in switch into the last jump. Cab double cork 900, taking it deep.
Oh boy!
What?
We got a contest.
It's only the first run.
For Jamie Anderson.
And Jamie already had a fantastic top section of this run, but check this out. 450 off of this high-speed rail. She's going into this jump switch, goes for the cab double cork 900, a trick that kept her out of the finals in 2019. Jamie has done a really good job of learning new tricks, maintaining that style, and then adding doubles like that one, that cab double cork 900.
And the GOAT, Jamie Anderson, with a huge score of an 84.50. Let's go.
It's inspiring as ever. Like, I think this is my 13th U.S. Open, and holy smokes, the level of progression is unbelievable. I'm so happy to still be here with all the youngsters, and they're just kind of like, I don't know, setting my heart on fire. Like, look at these little munchkins. I'm like, holy smokes.
You love to see the energy, an amazing run for Jamie Anderson. But this final, of course, is stacked with world-class talent. The 2017 champion, Anna Gasser, and 2019 champion, Zoe Sadowski-Sanat take on this course. When we return, you are watching the Red Bull Signature Series. The Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships, a part of the Red Bull Signature Series, is sponsored by G-Shock, the official timepiece of the 2020 Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships, by Paul Mitchell, pioneer in cruelty-free hair care since 1980, by Cliff Bar, nutrition for sustained energy, by Town of Vail, escape to summer in Vail, visit discovervail.com, by Toyota, let's go places, and by Burton Snowboards. Burton has been built on boards since 1977. Welcome back, everyone. Run 1 of women's slopestyle here at the Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships. And we're looking at Anna Gasser, the 2017 champion, who had to sit on the sidelines last year when an injury kept her from competing, but she is oh so happy to be back in the mix.
The US Open is such a big event in snowboarding, and it's also one of my favorite events, so it was really special to take the win 3 years ago. Of course, a win would mean so much to me, especially because I missed last year.
And earlier in practice, Anna Gasser was throwing new tricks, especially off of this transition jump. Check this out.
And straight off the bat,
Boom.
double crippler.
I think that was even better than the one we saw on Instagram. There's the front side 540. Coming in switch to the rails. Going for the high rail. Cap board slide 270 out.
So smooth.
Now the last jump. And there's the double cork 900. Flawless landing. It was an effortless on that cap double 9.
The first of 3 runs, and she just put that down. So this is a brand new trick for her, a double crippler, and notice how she rides away from the landing. Now, if I were to pick anything apart from her run, it would be the landing on this front side 540, a little bit short. But she caps it off with this giant cab double cork 900. Oh yeah, no problem.
And the judges welcome back Anna Gasser at 81, putting her in second place behind Jamie Anderson.
It means so much. Like sometimes it's more about doing new tricks for me than about the results. And I'm just already so happy that I could put down this new trick in my first run. Like so happy.
Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, the 19-year-old from Wanaka, New Zealand, is both the top qualifier and defending champion, but she's not letting the pressure get to her.
It would be insane to defend the title and win again. I'm not really expecting it, but like if I just put down the run that I want to do and hopefully it'll get a good score, then I'll be real stoked.
So dropping in switch there with the switchboard slide.
50-50, 360 out coming into the first transition. Backside 540. Coming in switch now. There's the switch backside 540.
And watch what she does here. 50-50 to Wildcat. Get a little backflip off of that and has a lot of speed. Has to do some speed checks here. Oh, going for the 1080.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Well, Zoe really brought a lot of unique style to her run. 50-50 to backflip, and then went for the front side double cork 1080. Comes up short on the landing, but she's got a few more runs to try and land that.
So if you were wondering whether or not Miss Sadowski-Sanat was here to defend her championship, clearly she's here for it. 2 more runs to go. Jamie Anderson continuing her run and saying, y'all are gonna have to come and get me. But every single one of these competitors has shown that they could be the 2020 Burton US Open snowboarding champion. It was a difficult second run for the entirety of the women's field. Fortunately, this is a best of 3 run format.
Well, and what they showed me on that second run was they're not settling with the easier tricks. Everyone went for bigger rotations, bigger spins, going off axis. Yeah, they had a lot of trouble, but it's a best of 3 run format. They will have 1 more run, including this rider, Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, with that frontside double cork 1080.
Jamie Anderson, Anna Gasser, and Miyabi Onotsuka sitting 1, 2, and 3 with Eni Rukajärvi now on the bubble in 4th after run 2. And with our re-rack for the 3rd run, current leader Jamie Anderson will drop last with our top qualifier Zoe Sadowski-Sanat dropping in for run 3 first.
Drops in switch, pretzel out. 50-50 to frontside 360 out. Oh, tiny bit of a wheelie on that. Okay, so she has the backside 540 now heading into this transition feature switch. Switch backside 540, showing both directions. 50-50 backflip out.
Watch out for the foul, though.
Zoe will not be defending her title in 2020. Jamie Anderson, however, is not safe with 4 women left to drop. However, Haley Langland, Eni Rukajärvi, and Miyabi Onotsuka all could not get the job done and improve on their current scores. So it is up to Anna Gasser, sitting in 2nd place with that 81, but she has both the tricks and the style to possibly beat Jamie's 84.50. Anna Gasser is more than capable of stepping up to the plate and taking that top spot. Coming into this double crippler.
And she goes big on that, holds on to the landing. That was close.
Almost catching that heel side edge. Big front side 540 now coming in switch.
So she's taking a new approach here. That switchboard slide, 270 out. So she's going into this switch. The cab, double cork 900.
Oh my God, she landed so deep. And when we say deep, that's that part of the transition deep in the landing where the riders just don't want to be. There you see medical running up to attend to Anna to make sure that she is okay. But this is what they train for. You know, snowboarding, you have to learn how to crash just as much as you learn how to make something. That was a scary one. Happy to see her being able to hug everyone and that she is okay. Well, Jamie Anderson, an unprecedented 8th win for the most dominant woman in the history of snowboarding in a field where it could have been any one of these women's day. Today, it was Jamie Anderson. Congratulations to Anna Gasser. Miyabi Onitsuka again in that 3rd place position, but really congrats to the entire field.
I'm so freaking happy. Really wanted to get that cab 10, but I can't believe my first run held. Big shout out to Jake, and definitely dedicated this event to him and everything he's brought to this beautiful industry that we all get to enjoy now.
Wonderful words from Jamie Anderson, an incredible ambassador for snowboarding who takes home her 8th title at the Burton US Open and today's first top spot, because we have 3 more champions to crown before the day is done. Men's slopestyle is next. You are watching the Red Bull Signature Series.
Welcome back to the Red Bull Signature Series. I am your host, Sal Masekela, at the 2020 Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships from Vail, Colorado, with the men's slopestyle finals up next. This competition and this course have consistently pushed the limits of progression in snowboarding for years. Its history is littered with firsts, including tricks never attempted or landed in a professional competition. And it is that spirit and energy that really surround this event and bring out the very best in the sport. With many of the top riders surprisingly not qualifying for the finals though, a young man by the name of Dusty Hendricksen said, "I'm here." Coming off of a breakout season, Dusty took the top spot in qualifying, and he looks to make his mark on snowboarding at this event. But the defending champion, Olympic gold medalist Red Gerard, who captured his first ever Burton US Open title last year, he's looking to go back to back.
My US Open last year was amazing. It was really cool. I ended up winning it, which was crazy. It would mean a lot. Yeah, I would be beyond hyped to win back to back. But yeah, I don't know, I try not to think back, just try to do some snowboarding.
And Red has been snowboarding at a high level for so long now. You almost forget how young he still is.
Board slide to front board to fakie. Coming into the second rail island, switch backside 270 to regular. Look at how far back he is taking off. Front side double cork 900. Into the cab double cork 900. Now this is where things get interesting, because you get into the mentality of hitting jumps and all of a sudden you got to launch off a cannon box before this final jump.
And he's heading into this thing switch. Going for that switch, backside triple cork, 1440.
Are you kidding me?
Well, Red's like, no, I did not qualify first, but I'm about to be in first.
And I did win last year.
Yes, I am the defending champ. Let's not forget it.
Front side, double cork 900, and watch how effortless he is on the landing. And then he finishes up with that switch backside triple cork 1440. In the semifinals, we only saw 3 riders even attempt 1440s.
Reward for the risk, an 84.40 for Big Red Gerard.
I just kind of want to land some runs. I was super hyped, as always, you know, 3-run final to land your first one. Always feels good, and it's really cool to know that you have 2 more left. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy final, though. So many of my good friends and so many heavy hitters in this one. But, yeah, I'm really hyped on how my run turned out.
Next up is Canada's DARCY SHARPE, who is looking to better his 2019 8th place finish with his good luck charm.
Qualifying day was my first contest in so long, forgetting my only kind of thing I have that helps me do well. And it's this necklace. It's a bear claw. And that's kind of my good luck charm. I gave it to my sister before she went to the Olympics, and she went there and brought home gold for ski halfpipe.
And him and his sister, Cassie Sharp, are really close. They support each other. Again, his sister competes in women's ski halfpipe. Darcy dropping in with the backside 270 off, and I loved how he went through the kink on that. Comes into the first transition feature. Backside 900 with the double grab. Approaching this switch.
Switch backside 900 coming into that cannon box. Front side 180 on, switch backside 360 off. And here it is, what's he got? Front side triple cork 14 from Darcy Sharpe.
Oh! Bang, bang, bang.
Shots fired. Wow. Backside 270 on, gets through the kink, 270 off.
Backside 9, nose to tail. The way he just mixed up the grab, showing the control in the air to be able to do that.
And finishes so strong with this giant front side triple cork 1440.
You can't teach what Darcy Sharpe has got. He moves into second place with that 83.85, a great improvement over last year. This guy's making a name for himself throughout snowboarding in real time at the Burton US Open. 17 years of age from Mammoth Lakes, California, Dusty Henricksen. This dude, summertime, working in the surf shop in San Clemente, painting boats in Tahoe up until the snow falls, and now he's like, yo, my life has changed.
Yeah, something tells me this kid's not painting boats for much longer. He is extremely talented. Your #1 qualifier, 4 slopestyle finals. Coming into the first jump switch. Cab double cork 9 with that Japan tweak.
And then there's the front side double cork 9. Melon, got the Japan, got the melon, coming into the cannon box. And there's his pretzel thingy, what does he call it?
The dust roll.
The dust roll.
Oh my God.
A walk in the park.
Listen to that crowd.
If you thought that the #1 qualifying situation was a fluke, Dusty's just like, no, I'm here for the whole thing.
Well, and how many times have you seen a newcomer, you know,
Get rattled.
emerge at the
Exactly.
US Open, qualify first, and then the pressure gets to him? He's in his own world right now. Watch this tweak.
Boop. Hold it, the Japan.
Very Sage Kotzenberg-esque right there.
And then this thing, I love how there's not really a name until you gave it one.
The dust roll. I mean, I'm gonna run with it.
And then the backside triple cork 1440. Notice the landing. Oh, hello. I'll just put this down right here.
Wow.
Both the tricks and style were there, but the judges wanted a little more. A 77.90 puts him in 4th place after run 1. He knows where he needs to go. Man, what a great first run.
And right now, if I'm a rider like Dusty Henricksen and Darcy Sharpe and Yuki Kodono, you're chasing Red Gerard, I know that I got to clean up the rail game a little bit.
Yeah, every single feature counting. So moving into run 2 of 3, everyone looking to best Red Gerard, sitting on top with that 84.40. But the pressure is real at the Burton US Open of snowboarding. Sometimes too much pressure.
And you have to remember that every single one of these riders is capable of this win, including that young rider out of Japan. Sven Thorgren with just a slight mistake puts him out. And Judd Hankes came into this contest hungry, but was having problems in that second run.
The 2015 Burton US Open champion, Yuki, oh no, Kodono, has had a very hard time finding his way back to the top spot in the last 5 years at the Open. However, a very strong first run earned him an 83, and he is currently in 3rd place.
And this is the best I've seen Yuki ride within that 5-year period since he won the US Open.
So Yuki on course, switch backside 270 on, 270 off. Now that's where he did need to clean it up. His jump line on run 1 was insane.
Trajectory on that was perfect.
He just maxed that feature out. There's the cab double cork 900.
Come on, Yuki.
Yeah, Yuki is on one right now. Mark, what are we going to see right here?
Switchback 16. Go, 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 go.
Switch backside
You said it.
16
I can't with him.
from Yuki Kadono. That is one of the tricks he shocked the world with in 2015. He did it again in 2020.
I love Yuki. He's had such a tough time with contests since he won the US Open in 2015, and he's always been capable of doing it. And it brings straight up so much joy to me. I'm so proud of this kid. He's the nicest guy going.
So Yuki started off strong with this half cab, and then he pretzels out, reversing his direction coming off of that rail.
And here's the switch backside 270 on, 270 off. Super technical rail trick.
And he just nailed this. That trajectory where he lands on that landing, and then the final jump, a switch backside 1620.
It's the hardest jump trick we've seen. We're going to have a new leader, folks.
89.3! And he says, excuse me, Red Gerard, but I'm here with some Ono for you. Yuki Kadono back in the top position for the first time since 2015. But will he be able to hold on to that top spot with one more run to go? The third and final run of men's slopestyle when we return, as you are watching the Red Bull Signature Series. Welcome back to the Red Bull Signature Series and beautiful Vail, Colorado for the Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships. We are in the third and final runs of men's slopestyle, and this man, top qualifier, Dusty Hendricksen, threw down a quad 1800 in his last run. Got a glimpse of it and put it to his feet.
And I've only seen one other rider land this trick, and it was in a big air competition. He's doing it in a slopestyle contest.
It comes down to this. Yuki Kadono sitting with that 89.30 and Dusty in fifth with the 77.90. But now, Dusty Hendricksen, he told us he's here for the podium, qualified first. Will he get the opportunity to chuck this thing again?
Front two on, 270 off, into the cab, double cork 900. Into the front side, double cork 900. This is where things get interesting.
He looks very chill.
He looks very chill right now. For someone that is about to attempt this right here. Wow! You gotta be kidding me!
Best thing about this, that whole run was so cruisy.
It was so
and just does a quad at the end.
That is the second time he has ever tried that trick, and he stomped it.
Well, the first one he put to his feet, I think he surprised himself, like Sal said, so he knew, I have this trick.
This kid was working in a surf shop last summer, painting boats in the fall before this season, making duct tape wallets, all to get to this moment in his life and career, and he sees the day.
Cab double cork 9, into the front side double cork 9.
And it's so cruisy.
I mean, what else did they want him to do? The landing was bolts.
You can't put it down better than that.
How's that angle too, with the packed house down at the bottom?
Tackled by his peers for making history with that quad 1800, and the judges give him an 84.70, good enough for second place for Dusty Hendricksen, the Burton US Open rookie.
That's literally what I've been dreaming for since I started snowboarding, man. This is the most life-changing season I've had, and I can't ask for anything more.
Red Gerard currently in third place, the last man able to unseat our current leader, Yuki Kadono. He is somehow only 19 years of age, but he competes with a focus of someone who's been here a lot longer.
Red Gerard on course, third and final run. Switch backside 270 to regular. That is insanely difficult. Frontside double cork 900. Into the cab, double 10.
Perfection.
Switch, board slide, underflip, back to fakie. I think I know what's coming here. He stopped himself. He stomped that. Did he want more out of that spin?
I think he did, but you saw him open up the parachute, which is a crazy feat in and of itself.
Yeah, to be able to slow yourself down, or in essence, stop yourself from spinning and flipping that fast is exactly what you just saw Red Gerard do. Yeah, he opened up. He knew either he didn't have it or he was uncomfortable doing it, pulled the ripcord.
Not going to be enough for our defending champ. He will stay on the podium in third place, which means that for the first time since 2015, when he shocked the world, Yuki Kodono, AKA Oh No, is back. And he is your 2020 Burton US Open snowboarding champion. And there are our official results. Kodono back on the podium for the first time since 2015. Dusty Henriksen, the rookie, his life has changed from this event, and Red Gerard showing us why he is the gatekeeper and the future defending champ, back in third. And a tremendous showing from the entire field. Every single rider showed that potential for why they easily could have been on the podium today. So two past champions back to claim glory in both men's and women's slopestyle, but we're only halfway through the Burton US Open. We're moving over to the halfpipe here in Vail for the women's event when we return to the Red Bull Signature Series.
Welcome back to the Red Bull Signature Series. I am your host, Sal Masekela, and we are in beautiful Vail, Colorado for the 2020 Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships. The women's and men's slopestyle champions have been crowned, and now we turn our attention to the halfpipe. Progression not limited to slopestyle this year. The Burton event team said, hey, let's switch things up and modify the renowned halfpipe. So reimagined and redesigned, it starts with a 13-foot mini pipe with two 6-foot tombstones on top of it that transition into a standard 22-foot super pipe. Yeah, sounds like a joy festival. Ready to test themselves on this new canvas, a strong contingent out of Asia that includes Yutong Kai of China. Also on hand is the defending champion and the first woman to ever land a double crippler in competition, the pride of both Wrightwood, California and Mammoth Lakes, Maddie Mastro. Let's ride.
And Maddie Mastro has her work cut out for her today. 3 women from Japan and 2 from China. So who are these competitors exactly? Well, you have to remember they have all been very busy all season long competing at the international level at the World Cups, gaining valuable experience, honing in their skills. So when it came to the Burton US Open, they were ready for this halfpipe. And the format looks like this. Best of 3 runs scored out of 100, and judges will look for that overall impression. Now the halfpipe basically is split into 2 different parts. This top section, the walls are 13 feet, and this is what pipes looked like in the earlier days of the US Open. And then the riders transition into the 22-foot wall pipe. This is the halfpipe you see at all the contests nowadays, and the riders will do more of their traditional halfpipe skills. We're gonna see big double corks, giant airs, and potentially on the women's side, that double crippler. 360 feet allows for 3, potentially 4 hits.
Right off the bat, it will be Mitsuki Ono from Japan. And of note in this field, we have 3 Japanese riders, 2 riders from China, and our defending champ from the USA, Maddie Mastro. Just putting into perspective, team, how much this sport has grown and how the influence is coming from abroad, especially from Asia in halfpipe.
Yeah, it's a whole kind of fresh crop of riders here, and this is what everybody's been waiting for. All the stops are going to come out, and we're going to see some incredible snowboarding. So she's dropping in here into the 13-foot modified section of the pipe with a little tap on the tombstone right into an alley-oop. Heading into the 22-foot pipe, carrying some speed over the hubba. into her first hit in the big pipe with a frontside 720, landing really high on the wall, right into the cab 7.
That 900 at the end with that tail grab was absolutely perfect. And then the combination of the 720s before that, that is a great start for the young 15-year-old.
And Tina, the judges agree with you as Mitsuki Ono comes through with a 78.66. Next up is Beijing's Zhutong Kai. In 2019, the 26-year-old came in third behind Americans Maddie Mastro and Chloe Kim, and she is very motivated to finally sit on that top spot, especially on this very unique course.
Really challenging these riders to get out of their comfort zone, get out of their box, and get creative. So dropping in to her first run with a backside air right into an alley-oop in the modified section of the pipe, heading into the 22-foot transition, right into a frontside 900, beautifully grabbed, landing a little bit low, maintaining her speed into the backside 540, into that beautiful air to fakie, and she's gonna call it a run after that.
So something to note, in her traditional half-pipe contest, that last hit, normally that she does, she'll go cab 720. She can also take it to a cab 900. But I like the way she started off hitting that extension, not afraid there. But check out the height on that front side 900. She does land low, but she squats it out. And that air to fakie is so unique and will set her apart from the rest of the field.
Zhutong Kai, 88.1, setting the bar. Maddie Mastro, our defending champion, who last year set the snowboarding world on fire with the first ever double crippler here at the Burton US Open. And here's what it meant to her to do that trick in front of Jake Burton.
To land the double in front of Jake and Donna, I've never really thought about it, what kind of mark it probably left, not only on them, but also on me, of like bringing this progressive part to this contest that they made, and they make it so equal and so fair and inclusive for us women, and just to be a part of that and to show like, yeah, we deserve to be here, and your hard work is paying off. It's an incredible thing to do.
And Donna is still down at the half pipe, guaranteed her eyes are glued up to the top as she watches Maddie Mastro drop in.
So dropping into that exit, that's a nice 360. That's an addition from her qualifying run, heading into the 22-foot section of the course, into a big backside 540, right into the frontside 720. And we're gonna see the Hawken flip right there, and the double crippler.
Front double 10.
Front double 10, she fooled us all.
It's so difficult sometimes when you're trying to spot the landing on the double crippler to not go 1080. I've kind of been one of those people who are like, are you sure you just don't want to go 10 because I think it might be easier? She's, nope, I can do a double crippler.
The shoulders just keep rotating. If you let your head look, your shoulders will follow, and that's just what happened there on that last hit.
You know, the one thing that's really standing out to me is her amplitude today and how she's riding this. You can tell that she's jacked. She's ready to go. This is the US Open. You can see those shoulders kind of started going. You have to fight your body wanting to turn, but just peek over your front shoulder.
Sadly, it is not going to be the result that Maddie is looking for in her first run with that fall, but still 2 more runs to go before we crown a women's halfpipe champion. Can Zhutong Kai hold on to the lead with that 88.16? You are watching the Red Bull Signature Series. Welcome back to the Red Bull Signature Series for the Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships from beautiful Vail, Colorado. This is the final run of women's halfpipe, and in this run, we re-rack the field. That means that our defending champion, Maddie Mastro, who has been struggling this entire US Open, She is going to go next. Quickly, here's some highlights from run 2, where none of the women were able to put down a clean second run. Now they all look to this third and final run to try and upset our leader, Zhu Tong Kai, currently sitting in first with that 88.16, and she will drop last. The defending champ, you've heard from her own words how important this win here was for her last year. She's had difficulty in her first 2 runs, but is fully capable. Will she be able to execute it here?
All right, dropping into the modified half pipe with an alley-oop off the tombstone. Looking for that exit, stage right, with the backside 360. Now heading into the 22-foot section with a backside 540. Now here's where she had a little bit of trouble last time. Into the frontside 720. Now into that cab 7, getting hung up on the coping. Oh, that is gonna be disappointing for her.
I did a crib 7, which I have never done. And then that kind of shocked me, and then I just went a little too early on my Hawken, which happens to me, unfortunately. And yeah, it just didn't come together for me today, which is a big bummer.
Next up, our top qualifier, Ruki Tomita, 18 years old, looking to get on that podium for the first time here at the Open. Here are her thoughts from this morning.
コースはこういうモディファイドコースを滑るのが初めてだったから、最初は結構苦戦したけど、自分なりにできることをやれたから、まあかな。
上とかもルキ意外と滑れてたし、下も結構飛んで回せてたから、まあいいんじゃない。
恥ずかしいなんか。
でも1位取れるでしょ。
取れるかな。
いや取るでしょ。
上期待してる。
Wow, to hear that Yuto Totsuka thinks you can win, that is a confidence booster.
This is just such an incredible story. This is her first U.S. Open, her first U.S. Open final. She's sitting in 4th place, heading into the final run. Here, there, that's where she had trouble in run 2. So really high degree of difficulty in that top section in the modified halfpipe. Hopefully it pays dividends for her come when the judges look at it. Let's see what she's got in the 22-foot section with a frontside 900 into the backside 540, incredibly well executed. And the frontside 720. Now here with the, wow, that was an unbelievable run.
This is going to be a big score. So she completed a lot of rotations in this run. There's a frontside 900. And then here's a frontside 720. But the nice thing about her spins is she kept her amplitude throughout the entire run and then caps it off with a cab 720. Great run.
Well, the stoke level high, you saw the high beam smile from Ruki Tomita, our #1 qualifier, and a solid performance from her. She improves up to an 85. That puts her in 2nd place. Here comes Haruna Matsumoto. Now she finds herself in 4th place. What does she need to do execution-wise?
She has the 1080. Will she pull it out? It's one of those tricks that she's not very consistent with, but she may need it in this situation.
She's obviously gritting her teeth, fighting through a little bit of pain today, getting that transfer out of the modified section.
Again, we don't know the nature of her injury, but she has been demonstrably limping, but you cannot tell in this run.
Frontside 900 into the backside 540. Here we go. Will we see the 10? We will see it. There it is. Frontside 1080 into the cab 720.
That was the best 1080 I have ever seen from Haruna Matsumoto all season long.
She's going to be so happy with that. She knew she couldn't do the back-to-back 7 run any better, and she is in quite a bit of discomfort here.
Look at the struggle just to get back up, yet after executing a run like that.
And Haruna has been fighting all season long for the trick that she completed at the bottom of the half pipe. It's coming up. right here. It's a front side 1080. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen her fall on that, and she landed it right place, right time.
And the judges reward her with an 85.50, moving her into second place. An incredible finish considering the pain that she must be in. You can see the emotions on her face, which means that Judong Kai is our 2020 Burton US Open champion. Congratulations to our entire field, Haruna Matsumoto and Ruki Tomita joining Judong Kai on the podium.
I can't believe it. It's like dreams come true. Definitely.
Well, we have one more champion to crown in men's halfpipe. We're going to see if Scotty James can repeat, but first, an amazing display of love for a man who changed the lives of snowboarders everywhere. We will honor the late, great Jake Burton Carpenter when we return. You are watching the Red Bull Signature Series.
Welcome back to the Red Bull Signature Series. This year we are celebrating the life of one Mr. Jake Burton Carpenter. Pioneer, maverick, rebel, icon. Those are just some of the words that describe the man behind the legendary Burton brand. Jake was a visionary who was not only responsible for changing snow sports forever, but he built a culture around snowboarding that made it transcend into the whole of popular culture. He took a dream and a passion and he reinvented how the world saw riding down a snowy mountain. For that, we will always be in your debt, sir.
Jake is the most influential snowboarder of all time. Not only because he was a pioneer, but because of the dedication he stuck with. Just everything in his power to make better snowboard gear, get more people snowboarding, make the sport a real sport.
Jake had an immense impact on snowboarding. I mean, he really opened the door and brought snowboarding to resorts and made it into what it is today.
Jake poured his whole life into creating something that is gonna last forever.
I think the US Open, it's an amazing event because he wanted it a certain way and he wanted everyone to be having fun. He wanted everyone to be taken care of. And I think that's what the Open is in snowboarding.
For me and for a lot of the other riders dealing with Jake's passing, I think everyone's just really trying to keep it super positive and remember all the good things about Jake.
Today is a celebration. Celebrate Jake Burton and celebrate snowboarding. It is also a very emotional day. You know, Jake fought for snowboarders to have access to the mountains when ski resorts were so reluctant to have this new sport on the slopes. And decades later, a run is being named after him, appropriately entitled Jake's Stash. And thousands of snowboarders are now descending upon the hills, including myself. I stood up top, I took a run down here, and let me tell you, being part of this meant the world to me and one of the finest moments of my life.
100% celebration of the life of Jake Burton Carpenter. Couldn't ask for a better day.
We're going to be poaching, hopefully, which everyone knew that was Jake's favorite. So we're hoping to end off the Open on a good kick and a way that Jake would like to end it.
Poach lap. Everybody's dropping.
In the tradition of the Burton US Open, a massive, massive poach in the spirit of Jake Burton Carpenter. And look at this train.
Wow. This is what I remember when I was a kid in 96, 97, 98, is watching the riders who didn't make finals just bomb down the pipe.
It's a who's who in the history of this event.
This is the Open. Everybody just riding with their friends, having a good time, putting it on for not just the riders, but for the fans, because the Open is about the fans. It's about the energy. It's the greatest snowboarding contest in all of snowboarding.
Shaun White, how about that? The difference that Jake made in this kid's life to become the biggest name in the history of the sport. And it makes so much sense that he comes down and shares in this camaraderie, this family. Snowboarding is a family.
You know, Shaun, I'm remembering the moment in 2018 when you won your Olympic gold medal there in Pyeongchang, and
Yeah.
Jake was right there to congratulate you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's been there every time, you know, and even when he wasn't, he still was, you know, supporting me in my career, and you know, changed my life, changed my family's life, and it was just so fitting. I mean, I heard the news, and I was just devastated, and that's the image that I posted on my Instagram that just came to me in my mind of that moment of coming down and seeing him and realizing how long I've been in the sport, how long he's, you know, been supporting snowboarding, and he gave me a hug and told me he was proud of me, and man, it was everything. I'll never forget that moment. So,
if you could say one thing to Jake right now, what would it be, Shaun?
Thank you, Jake. I love you, bud, wherever you're at.
Thank you, Shaun.
Cheers, guys.
We'll miss him a lot at this Open, and we don't have his exact presence, but his presence is all over this place, and I think it's gonna be a special one.
Jake, I cannot thank you enough for absolutely everything you've created. I know I can speak on behalf of everybody up here that you have changed each and every one of our lives. Look at what you have created. Everyone out here is snowboarding for you. Look at this legacy you've built. Thank you so much. We are all eternally grateful.
Jake, we all miss you here this year, and I'm sure every one of us is gonna do a couple runs for you and like have a couple drinks for you on the after party.
Yeah, Jake, wish you were here. This is all for you.
Thank you, Jake.
We
love you.
Jake.
We love you here
miss
forever.
you.
With you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake, for snowboarding.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, Jake!
Thank you, Jake, for everything. Miss the shit out of you.
Jake Burton passed away on November 20th of 2019. He will be sorely missed by the entirety of snowboarding, but his impact on the sport will live on forever. Right on, Jake. Welcome back to the Red Bull Signature Series and the 2020 Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships. I am your host, Sal Masekela, coming to you from the magic that is Vail, Colorado. The half, or the super pipe, has always been an object of awe and wonder. It is the star of the Burton U.S. Open. History of men's champions, big names, Kazuhiro Kokubo, Ross the Boss Powers, the legend Craig Kelly, Danny Cass, Shaun White, Terje Hawkinson, plenty more. One of the big stories going into this year's competition is Scotty James. Last year, perfect season. First 5 events of 2020, he wins, including Dew Tour and X Games. The man was 11-0. And then a 17-year-old Japanese snowboarder by the name of Ruka Hirano showed up in Calgary and said, "I'll take that top spot on the podium, please, Scotty." The men are about to drop in right now, and we're gonna see if Scotty can get his swag back.
Format stays the same. Best of 3 runs out of a possible 100 points. Run 1 went down before that epic coach session in honor of the late, great Jake Burton. Jan Scheer, the 25-year-old from Switzerland, came out swinging in his first run, earning him a massive score of 89.83.
And he put together one of the best competition runs I've ever seen him do. Starts out with that switch McTwist into this cab double cork 1080, and then goes for that front side 1260 here, and just stomps everything beautiful, and then adds his own touch to his run with the alley-oop.
Now sitting in second place, he's looking to best our high score of a 92.66.
So Jan dropping in switch McTwist off the tombstone into the hawk and flip, although it's a little bit more of a butter than it is a inverted switch frontside 7. Now coming in switch, Jan Scherer going for that cab, double cork 1080. Into the frontside double cork 12. And then the alley-oop 9. That was unreal.
And he had a fantastic first run, and I think that's even going to be an improvement on that high score already for him.
Yeah, just under 3 points behind. TOTSUKA is sitting on that 92.66.
I love the fact that he drops in switch with that switch McTwist off that extension, and then he goes into the 22-foot wall pipe, cab double cork 1080.
Frontside alley-oop 9. That is one of the sickest pipe tricks I've seen in a long time. Unreal.
Just, look at that, that's just flair. He definitely earned the claim. Claim heavy, sir. Oh, judges, this is why they sit over there and we sit over here.
Whoa!
We got ourselves a new leader, friends.
Holy cow.
Game on.
Talk about drama. It's not just about Scotty James and Yudo anymore. It's officially about Jan Scherer and Yudo.
When I did it the first time, I grabbed for just like a quarter of the trick. It's for sure the best one I ever did.
Not feeling the pressure is this hometown hero, the 21-year-old Jake Pates.
It's super cool to be in my hometown. I grew up here, I spent all my time here, and I just live 40 minutes away. So staying at home with the family, waking up casual, eating breakfast, and kind of just cruising over for the event. So it's a little more laid back, and this event's just always so fun. So I'm stoked to be here.
And there's both advantages and disadvantages to competing in your hometown. One, you're relaxed, but two, you have to make sure you're in that competitive mindset. And Jake Pates now taking a different approach out of that top pipe, coming into the 22-foot wall with a lot of speed.
Front 12, double cork, into the double Michael Chuck. And that's the front 10 double cork. Jake Pates takes it up to a whole new level from run 1.
Really putting on a show for his hometown crowd. Takes a different approach out of that top pipe, and then front side double cork 1260 and combines it with a double Michael Chuck. I love how he holds the board that entire rotation.
And this is what we love to see in a final at the Burton US Open, is just feeding off each other. And Jake Pates just put himself up in that conversation as he's on the podium as it stands right now in 3rd place as we head back up to Yuto TOTSUKA.
So let's take a look at what he did in run 1. He starts off with a McTwist off of the extension, and he's really just getting started in this top section. The highlight was this bottom pipe, the front side double cork 1440 into a cab double cork 1260. So he's a little bit loose on some of these landings. He does combine it with a switch backside 900. A lot of switch riding, but there is room to improve.
I'm really interested to see if he's going to step it up or clean it up. So starting things off with a McTwist.
And that is crazy the way he's landing at the edge of that transition.
Yeah, the alley-oop back rodeo. Will we see the frontside 14 right here? We will. Unbelievable into the cab 12. What? Into the switch, backside double cork 12. What is happening right now? Are you kidding me? 18 years old, coming out of Yokohama, Japan.
Well, he definitely improved on that run, just cleaned everything up. He went bigger, he had better landings, and did tricks like this, that frontside double cork 1440 into a giant cab double cork 1260. But he wasn't done because this bottom hit, a switch backside 1080, that is completely new for him.
Yuto TOTSUKA took one look at Jan Shearer's 95.16 and said, "I'll raise you, sir." A 97 on that run. So now with a 97 to beat, Scotty James in the red gloves has his work cut out for him, especially after his recent loss that just ended his winning streak.
You know, I don't actually look back and say, I can't believe I lost my streak. I more actually look at it and I say, I can't believe, you know, I approached it like this, and I got taken down when I was vulnerable. I wasn't doing what I should have.
And the rider who beat him, Ruka Harano, it was completely unexpected. So now, can Scotty James recover?
Frontside invert. That's where it went wrong for him. On his first run, switchback 9, it threw him off his entire line. He just got locked onto his toe edge, and once that thing engaged, there was no getting out of it.
Look at the scale of this final. Yuto TOTSUKA with a 97, Jan Shearer 95.16. They are clear and above, but Jake Pates right there behind him and Danny Davis. Scotty James is gonna have to step up even higher if he wants to find himself on the podium. What do these men have left in the tank? We're crowning the champion when we return. You're watching the Red Bull Signature Series. Welcome back to the Red Bull Signature Series for the Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships from Vail, Colorado. Our final runs for the men's halfpipe competition. Currently, Yuto TOTSUKA in first with the 97, Jan Shearer right behind him with a 95.16, and in our re-rack, defending champion Scotty James, who is struggling, drops first.
This is Scotty James' last chance to try to go back-to-back at the US Open. Switch backside 900 after that frontside invert. Now coming in switch. This is the equalizer. Scotty used to be dominant with that switch back 12, but now Yuto has learned that into the switch frontside 1080 double cork. Oh my God. Scotty James!
And he adds the 1440 at the bottom. And that 1440 is something new to his run this year. He's only done it a couple times in competition. So Scotty James knew this was it. Starting off with that switch backside 900.
He makes it through the top section of the course, drops in switch, and unleashes the switch backside 12. And there's the cab double cork 1080, and this right here, front side 1440.
So in the past, he would do a 1260 there. He just added this 1440 earlier at the Locks Open. That was the very first time he did it in a contest.
Yuto did 14, 12, 10. Scotty did 12, 10, 14. It doesn't get closer than this.
And it is a 93 for Scotty James. You can see the disappointment on his face as he will not defend his title at the 2020 Burton US Open. Third place for Scotty James.
It was tough. It was really tough. It was, I'm not used to that position, but, you know, I kind of needed that extra kick in the ass, I think, to come out and land my third run. But, yeah, I mean, I'm glad I put one down, and a little disappointing. Obviously, I would have loved to have come away with the win, but it is what it is. I mean, everyone's riding amazing, and I'm just stoked to be out here.
This man, Jan Shearer from Switzerland, has been on a tear the entire event. An 89.83 in run 1, a 95.16 in run 2. Does he have enough left to take out the 97 held by Yuto TOTSUKA?
I think he's gonna try to go bigger. Switch McTwist into the switch backside alley-oop. And that's too much of a bobble. I mean, when you're chasing a 97, everything has to be big and everything has to be clean.
He's going to continue on with this run. Do you hear the yells from the crowd? Because that was giant.
He was amping, but this man up at the top is absolutely amping. Yuto TOTSUKA is our 2020 Burton US Open halfpipe champion, with Jan Shearer in second and Scotty James rounding out the podium in third.
Congratulations, you are now US Open champion, Yuto TOTSUKA.
Thank you.
Well, without a doubt, a very special year here in Vail, Colorado, celebrating the life of Jake Burton and the incredible display of progression on these slopes of Vail. The Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships really is the world's greatest snowboard event. Congratulations to the legend, Jamie Anderson, at 29 years old, getting her 8th women's slopestyle title, and Zhu Tong Kai of China, 3rd place last year, finally gets the women's halfpipe win. The Japanese man came out in force, dominating both slopestyle and halfpipe. 5 years since he won this event in 2015, and Yuki Kodono, AKA Ono, once again sees the top spot in slopestyle. It took a 97 for Yuto TOTSUKA to take out the best of the best in the men's halfpipe. Congratulations to he and the entire field. However, none of us would be here today if it wasn't for one man's vision, determination, and deep love for snowboarding. And for that, the Red Bull signature moment goes to one Mr. Jake Burton Carpenter, the icon behind the brand and the culture, who put snowboarding on the map and brought us this incredible event and lifestyle, the Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships. Jake's spirit is going to live on forever, and all we can say is thank you, Jake, and ride on. Once again, thanks all of you for joining us today for this special Burton US Open. Be sure to follow us in any way that you get social. And on behalf of our entire crew, including Kelly Clark, Tina Dixon, Tom Monteroso, Louis Vito, and myself, take care of each other, enjoy life. We will see you next time.